is up? It is James here today, shooting you guys up with a test realm talk video. We have a lot to talk about in this test realm talk episode, but nonetheless, if you guys are hyped for Mirage, the test realm, or the test realm talk series returning for a little bit, make sure to slap that like button. And I know that you guys are showing your appreciation for the test realm talk videos, but guys, we have a lot to talk about. As I said before, Mirage is right around the corner, the test room is right around the corner, and there is a lot on the table. There's a lot already in front of our faces that we have yet to discuss, and some possibilities that have been hinted throughout the game that we have yet to discuss, and also some screenshots and videos that KingsOut has released. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into the game and just start talking about it all. So there are three topics that I want to talk about in this video. One is the possibility of new crown shop items being Mirage related. Two, the possibility of two new schools, not one, but two. One we know is definitely going to be in the game, and the second one has been hinted at by Merle and just by the game in general throughout dialogue and the story quest. And the third is the possibility of Mirage bringing a bunch of new gear, and how this is going to affect PvP and whatnot. So at this point, a lot of speculations can be made, but one point I do want to bring up is the possibility of new crown shop mounts that may give stats, and the Beastmaster. Now, the reason why I bring up the Beastmaster is because for those of you who have done Polaris and do remember, the Beastmaster dropped the Mini Mammoth mount, which gave a stat, which I think was like 2 or 3% outgoing, if I do believe. But who's to say that the Beastmaster will not be returning within Mirage, or if not the Beastmaster, a different boss? And if that boss drops a mount, what mount will that be? How will that mount look? And if that mount does drop a stat, which is most likely what it will do, what stat will that be? Because, you know, with Mirage bringing forth, you know, more stat buffs to make our max character stronger with 120 gear, who's to say that we won't see a mount that literally gives Shadow Pip percent? Or actually, a mount that gives a completely new Pip chance percent? Because we might be seeing some new schools, possibility of new magic that I will talk about later on in the video, but all of that is definitely a possibility within the game, and KingsOut might pull a sharp right turn with one of those mounts that gives something like, I don't know, light pip percent, because we already have shadow pip percent. So we might be seeing one of those possibilities, or one of those stat boosts on a mount, or we could be seeing a completely new stat boost on a mount. Who really knows? But that is subcategory point one. The subcategory point two that I'm going to make within the crown shop possibilities is that we might be getting some new gear within the crown shop, meaning that you know, we could be getting some new stitches, some new Mirage stitches that will be, you know, available throughout the vendors. But what about 120 or 115 gear, like as a make do piece of gear? If you don't get your specific piece of 120 gear, they might have to make some nerfs, you know, to the boss, because it might be too strong or too weak, or might have some glitches. So if we do see some 115 gear, how much will that buff, you know, max level stats? You know, will that break the game? Will that not break the game? Will it be kind of cheap? You know, in a way, will it be better than the 120 gear? We really don't know, but it is a possibility that they might add some make do gear within the crown shop. So if they do, we will just have to see, but I'm speculating that it might be either some level 110 gear or some level 115 gear. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the big whopping juicy topic number two that we all want to know about, which is, what the hell is this new school, and what is it going to do, and is there a possibility of two new schools? Now, the simple answer to that is yes. The complicated answer is it's also yes, but no one really knows what it's going to bring. Now, as I said before, there is a possibility of two new schools. One is already confirmed, which is being blocked by the electrical gate right in front of me, and then the second one is hinted throughout the game by Merle and tons of other people throughout the dialogue of the game, hinting at the possibility of light magic. Now, what I speculate this to be is just another form of a pip gauge right in front of you, like our shadow pip gauge, but it is going to be a new gauge, and I expect there to be new transformations. Now, I'm not sure what these transformations would offer. I'm not sure what they would do. King's Eye will probably think of something, completely out of the box, fresh, new. So it would be interesting to see some light transformations. So like, say in PvP, you're a level 120 fire and you're versing a level 120, say, ice, right? They pop into Shrike, right? You pop into, the new light transformation, which negates some things that Shrike has and also gives you, like, mass accuracy, mass critical, whatever, right? What will these transformations give, if there are any transformations? Although I do speculate that there will be some light transformations if light comes out as a school, but that is only in pure speculation. Now, the school that is confirmed, which is right in front of me, is a school called Cantrips, or something like that. I'll go ahead and put up the spelling on screen so you guys can see exactly how it's spelled, but this school is confirmed, and nobody really knows why it's in the game or what it is going to do or how it is going to affect the game at all. Some people are speculating that it is going to be a way to convert pips into shadow pips, to convert pips into light pips if light magic becomes a thing, or just simply try to edge Elucidate back into the game as a max level thing, which wouldn't be all that bad. I really don't want to see a shadow pip Elucidate or a light pip Elucidate, so King's please don't, but this is all we have as far as leads on the school that is confirmed, is this little shock symbol. So I'm not really sure how this is going to play into the game. These files were leaked by Spiral Spoilers on Twitter. For those of you that know who that group of people were, they're now shut down and don't operate anymore. But these files were released when Polaris got announced, and there were no files telling you what cards were in the school, so we don't really know what the school contains, what it is about, the lore behind it. But nonetheless, it is a confirmed school, and there are no contents that have been leaked behind the door. Like, you can't phase through it or anything, like glitch through it. So I am interested to see if light magic will become a thing. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it will become a thing because it's been hinted at so many things, and even Merle Ambrose has formed the Council of Light. So imagine that during the final boss in Mirage, you have to call upon the Council of Light, and they give you light magic or a light pip gauge, right? And the final boss is where you first have to use light magic, and like, you have these automatic light shadow transformations on the side that you can just click and pick up as soon as you get a light pip. And as soon as you got a light pip, you would just transform into this awesome stab boosted creature that you would only really see on Shadow Strike. But now, since there's light magic, you also have these other sets of transformations that allow you to transform into different stab boosted creatures and monsters that can be possibly used in PvP. I'm not really sure if they will allow it in PvP if light magic is even a thing. Again, this is all in speculation, but nonetheless, interested to see if light magic does make an appearance, and if so, how will cantrips interfere with the game, shadow magic, and the possibility of light magic. So that is point 2. So the third and final point is just basically, how is this all going to affect the game, PvE and PvP wise? Again, that is all in speculation. I don't really have any stats for the level 120 gear. All I can tell you guys is my opinions for what I want to see them do for PvP for level 120 with the gear and the schools and whatnot. So that is what I'm going to do really quick before I end the video. So starting off with fire real quick, I want to see a resist reduction, I want to see a damage boost, a health boost, and I want to see a slight pierce boost. Power pip it's obviously going to reach over 100% for every school, so that's not really a thing to comment on, but definitely a critical and damage improvement for fire. Tad health, improvement, and maybe a Pierce improvement. I don't want to see too much Pierce improvement from Fire, because Fire is pretty broken with the combos, and FFA is already broken as it is with the traps and stuff. So Fire is already a trap master, but I do want to see the damage go up and whatnot, because health will be getting raised with Ice, so Ice will become a major threat. So Fires need to fend off those Ices and keep their rank below 2k when the new update comes out. So Fire, maybe slight Pierce improvement, slight health improvement, big damage improvement, and a resist reduction, because Fire should not be setting to all the schools and be winning with their combo potential. So that's Fire. Ice, their health is sooner or later going to go to 9k and then 10k soon, so I can't really comment on the health. Damage, I do want to see go down to at least 80% if you have 3 damages on your pet. If you do not have at least 3 damages on your pet, your damage should be capped at like 70, dude. I'm not gonna lie, like 70 or 73. I don't want to see Ice's damage going over 100%, which is what we're seeing in third age right now. That's just ridiculous. But your critical should go down majorly to at least like below 50%. Your block should raise up to at least, I want to say 70, 75, 80 max with the block pet. Pierce can stay the same, but a definite damage reduction. I don't want to see you guys using TC Ice Bubbles and then spamming Weaver for 3k over and over and over again with 100%. Or sometimes even over 100% damage. That's just ridiculous. But that's Ice. Storm, I want to see have a major Pierce improvement. So I want to see at least 45 to 50 Pierce on a Storm level 120. All right, at least max 50. 45 is good, because Storm needs that extra damage boost. So I want to see a damage boost, and I also want to see a Pierce improvement. So if we can get that rolling for Storm, for max 1v1 can get back in the metagame and stop falling off due to not having enough critical, since critical is now nerfed, to fight off Fires and Ices and whatnot. Because basically from first or second against the Ice, when you're a Storm, I mean, just flee. Let's be honest. I mean, unless you're like a god at not legend, but max Storm, then I guess you can fight off an Ice, but I have yet to see that when watching 110 matches, at least in third age now. But a definite Pierce improvement, damage improvement, and I want to see your critical go up to 100% base. So I want 100% base critical on Storm for 120 gear. You might have to add a critical on your pet to reach 100, but I want to see at least like 95 critical base on all 120 Storms. So that is Storm. Life, I want to see some incoming and outgoing on that gear. If not, I want to see a critical improvement for Life, because right now I have no criticals on my pet, and I am rocking 25% critical. That is bull crap. So with all the health that we're getting, which is almost reaching 7k soon, I want to say that by the update we will have 7k with the new 120 gear and whatnot, themes and rings, the whole rundown. I want to see at least a critical improvement or a in and out addition to our level 120 gear, so that we can get some extra heal boost, so that a Satyr won't just do 1.5, and that's not even a good portion of our health, because Shadow Pip attacks literally do 3k, and then we have to waste 2 power pips to heal back like half of that, and it's just ridiculous. So please give us a slight, or not a slight, but a major critical improvement, and also give us in and outgoing on our gear. That will make life more diverse from using 2 pips to do a scrub heal without a crit. So that's that. Myth, I want to see be the most well-rounded class of them all. I want to see even damage, even resist, even crit, even block. Block like 80 to 90%. Crit, I want to see go up to at least 60 to 70, maybe 75. I want to see damage go to at least 105, maybe 110 max if you have a lot of damages on your pet. Resist, I want to see go up to 55, and just an overall balanced school, because Myth has a lot of things going for them, but their health is just not there. So a slight health improvement and everything else that I said before would make Myth a pretty decent 120 class. I'm pretty sure Myth is going to start bombing once 120 comes out. So that's what I want to see for Myth. and then death, and then balance. So for death, I want to see comparable damage to fire. I want to see at least 80% block. Critical can also be comparable to fire, but not over fire in any way. Because if death gets a crit, I want to see that drain spell doing mass. And the health that death gets back from drain spells is cut in half. So, I mean, if you're fighting a fire that's spamming FFA or spamming the new spell when it does come out in Mirage, you need a damage output that is going to give your drain spell a little bit more health give back than just half. So, you know, that extra RNG critical with the critical improvement would be nice, or the extra damage improvement comparable to fire would be nice as well. So if death ends up getting a drain spell, I do want to see some extra crit and some extra damage on death's side and a little bit extra health, but that is that. Now balance is the school that is the talk of the town, Gaze, Lord Gaze. So with balance, I want to see your resist stay the same. I want to see your pure stay the same. I want to see a small damage improvement. Maybe some incoming and outgoing on your gear, not much. Maybe some scrub level incoming and outgoing, because the Veiling Hands is just not going to do it for max level, let's be honest. Because your health is like 5-6k, almost 7k like life. So Pierce stay the same, small health improvement, small damage improvement. Other than that, I don't want to see a lot come out of balance, because Lord Gaze lore is like, it's overall too good, you know. So that is my opinion on what I want to see diversify the schools. Hopefully KingsIsle will take into consideration what the players want this time, instead of just going ham with what they want. So overall, we'll just have to see. If you guys did make it to the end of the video and you guys did enjoy, make sure to drop that like so that I know you guys are enjoying the test run talk videos. I'm sorry if this video came off a bit too long, but I just wanted to give my opinion on what I want to see from the schools and everything else in the video. So this is going to wrap up the test run talk video. Again, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you are new for more test run talk videos and PvP. But for now, this is going to be James giving you all the sign out. I'll see you guys in the test.